All right, y'all, I'm trying to figure something out. I'm talking to the moms out there. There's a very common phrase that was said to me the other day that most people get offended by, and I'm trying to figure out why. So, story time. So, I was on a road trip about a week ago with my 3 small kids. It was a 14-hour road trip. It was brutal. We had planned to stop. We needed to pee. We needed to eat. Everybody needed to stretch their legs. So we decided to, even though we don't love to take all 3 kids inside to a restaurant, we decided to stop at like a, not fast food, but not like a full-on sit down, like you order at the counter and you sit, that kind of restaurant. So kind of in between. And my kids are 4, 2, and 9 months old. Like, they were being normal kids. They weren't being like unruly, they weren't being crazy, but I mean, they've been cooped up in a car all day, so they're standing in the booth. They're a little louder than I'd like them to be, but they were not being disruptive. We're just being kids, and like, my husband and I were completely exhausted. We had been just in the car just as long as the kids had. It had been a really long day, so really, like, not a terrible outing. But I'm cleaning up. My husband had taken 2 of the kids out to the car, and I'm with my 2-year-old cleaning up the table before we leave for the time. And the sweetest older woman came up to me, and she just kind of smiled and said, "Sweetheart, you have your hands full, don't you? This is where I stop you." So that is the phrase that I hear all the time. People are getting so bent out of shape, young moms, when people say, you've got your hands full. This is how I feel about it. I felt seen. That told me that that woman was not just focused on my kids and what they were doing in that restaurant. They saw me as a parent trying my very best and doing what I could with the chaos that I have. She didn't mean it as, a derogatory thing. She wasn't saying I was in over my head. She was recognizing that as a parent, I had a lot going on. She wasn't shooting me these looks like some people do and were. She was just seeing me in that stage of parenthood, and I felt validated, honestly. She proceeded to ask me, what the age gaps were, and we had a really great conversation. And I just don't understand why we get so bent out of shape about things like that. Anytime I've been told by people, "You have your hands full." Yes, ma'am. Yes, I do. Thank you for noticing. Thank you for realizing that I am doing the very best I can, and that my kids aren't being crazy. If they were being crazy and they were being ridiculous, I guarantee you she wouldn't have said anything. So next time you're in that situation or somebody says something that doesn't really sit right with you, if it's something like that, I just would urge you to give them the benefit of the doubt that they're actually seeing and recognizing you and wanting to say something to you about your effort with your kids, not trying to, stick it to you or say that you're doing a bad job. So shift that mindset just a little bit. And honestly, that woman made my day.